many of us are guilty of being glued to our phones, watching videos on YouTube and TikTok. Well, teenage author Colton Fidelman says this behavior can impact critical thinking skills and even lead to memory issues. He now joins us. Colton, thanks for coming on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
So, Colton, you say blindly following online trends and challenges is a dangerous path to take. Kind of explain why.
Well, blindly following trends is something that a lot of people are almost conditioned to do, except those trends are usually not as healthy for most people as we'd like to think. Sometimes you get the Tide Pod challenge where everybody wants to follow it so that they can be popular, but it ended up giving a lot of people a lot of health issues, and things like that are very dangerous for today's youth.
So how could our addiction to these videos kind of lead to a lack of discipline and critical thinking?
So because people are watching these videos and the videos are expressly tailored to cater to what they want, most kids are used to getting what they want, at least in social media and these videos. And so it's going to decrease the likelihood of them being able to essentially complete tasks that they're being told to do, because they're so used to getting what they want and not doing things that are maybe more necessary for their livelihood, for their wellness.
Can it also lead to kind of toxic views of the world? And I think you had also mentioned in your research that kind of there was an issue of lower moral standards as well.
Yes. With teenagers and especially young kids, they're seeing constant negative things on social media because that's what gets the most likes and the most views. And so people are going to have more of a negative outlook when they're listening to things like that all the time.
How can it lead to memory issues?
Well, in terms of memory, when people's attention spans are so low, they're going to essentially be thinking like a goldfish, on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. It's so much information that someone's brain, it's not going to be used to calculating all those things at once. And so it's going to lead to things like memory problems where they're just not going to be able to remember everything that they see because it's full of everything they've seen on social media.
In your research, you even say that adults even have a hard time kind of deciphering what could be inappropriate content. What do you mean by that?
So adults, even with all of their experience in life, sometimes can't make use of what they see on social media just because it's so bizarre. It really has gotten to a point where most people aren't even able to discern whether things are real or fake with deepfake and AI, and so adults could even be tricked but into thinking, these things are necessary to be watching, or they're actually real, and they'll be interested to see more.
What should parents do then?
I believe parents should limit their teens' social media usage, or at least show their teens how it's going to negatively impact them. There's a lot of movies and a lot of studies that people can show. And I certainly do believe that parents should limit social media use the most they can.
All right, Colton Fidelman, thanks very much for joining us today. We appreciate all of your input on that subject.
Thank you.